Welcome to another episode of the brand called You, a podcast and podcast show that brings you leadership lessons, knowledge, experience, and wisdom from thousands of successful individuals from around the world. I'm your host, Ashutosh Garg, and today I'm delighted to welcome an accomplished entrepreneur from Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, Mr. John Masud Parvez. John, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ashutosh. It has been a pleasure to join with you and speak to your audience
Thank
about
you.
Broad Call You, and I will do my best to share everything
Thank you.
valuable I know to help them.
Thank you so much. John is the founder of the VSHR Group and the VSHR Pro Academy. So, John, before we talk about transformation, tell me about your journey and what inspired you to focus on business transformation.
It all started back very earlier part of my career.
Hmm.
So back the time when I was graduate from computer science and engineering, and I was starting to do working for different companies, I realized this one, I need to have a goals. Where do I want to be in my career? And that was the very first step. So my first step was about, all right, I want to be a chief information officer or CIO for $1 billion business. I was lucky enough to have a mentor at that time who actually coached me up. They say, hey, you need to have that kind of thrilling vision.
Hmm.
So it's all started from there. And then a few months later, I was searching, I was reading a lot of contents, and one speech from Bezos, the founder of Amazon. He was talking about to the university student that you got to have a career, you got to have a same time you need to find your passion,
Hmm.
and then you will be able to find your ultimate calling.
Right.
So fast forward, when you talk about digital transformation, it typically goes to my calling, but I will tell you how it happens.
Mm.
So I realized this one that I need to turn my job into a career, and the career will lead me to become chief information officer. At the same time, what is my passion then? So my passion was about doing research. I realized this one. So back the time I was quite serious about it. And then research after research, I had 13 publications at the age of 23. And then I was thinking about going for a PhD. But then I realized this one that actually I've been too much biased in the technology already. I'm spending all my days with technology. And now why don't I do see the world outside the technologies?
Mm.
So maybe then it will help me to understand the world better. I will have a better lens
Very interesting.
and drop out of PhD study. And I then started doing my research. And then 6, 7 years back, I built up through this specific knowledge about workforce transformation. And I believe that you know about this gentleman, Raval Navikant. He talked about specific knowledge. I didn't know that what I was really doing, but when I read about it first time, when he's talking about this specific knowledge, I said, oh, exactly, that's what I was building. So that was my way to build up through research, building my second specific knowledge, which is about workforce transformation. And that leads to me today. Now, I like to help organizations and businesses to create business breakthrough by business transformation. And that is my calling right now. And I'm super
Fantastic.
fulfilled. And I believe that this is the right work I want to do. And I'm doing this thing.
How wonderful. Thank you. And tell me a little bit about the VSHR Group and how has it evolved?
All right. So, like I mentioned, that about it all started with that finding the passion. So, as I was looking for a passion, so first, I thought that getting a PhD study would be a good idea.
Mm.
But when I get four offers from three university from Australia, one from UK, I realized this PhD is not the thing I'm looking for. I'm looking for something much more fulfilling than just doing a PhD. And I was start doing a research, and as I would drop out of PhD study, I was very confused actually, Ashutosh. I was thinking about I just drop out of PhD study. Am I looking like it's something like you just getting a divorce for something? I was that kind of biased into that thing. And back the time I had a mentor and he told me that, hey, I think you should just look outside the wall. You're just looking everything inside your wall. So that word stuck my mind and I realized, okay, so that means I probably need to look for something,
Mm.
any particular problems. So I had a negative experience in hospitals. So I started doing research about passion experience.
Mhm.
I had a news, I saw this one, 65% student find it hard to find the first job after graduation in Vietnam. So I
Mm.
thought that, okay, I'll do research about this. What's the thing? In an RMIT alumni forum, a lot of RMIT alumni was complaining about the leadership and HR. I realized this one, okay, I want to do research about it. So that's what I was doing research for almost 6+ years. I was just simply doing it like my weekends, my evening time. I was enjoying those conversations with these professionals from different industries. So fast forward back, almost 7 years, I went through that phase. And then my mentor told me one day, and he did a really great job. He put me really in the corner
Mm.
and he told me that one, John, you've been doing research for what? I said, I publish, I speak about it, I share the information. Then he told me that that means you were telling other people just what to do. Why
Mm.
don't you do something about it?
Mm.
And that was the trigger point. And I had a few workshop with him. And then I realized, okay, I really need to do something about it. I think I've been stuck with this phase of finding and telling other people what to do. Now it's time for me to do something.
Mm.
First, I started a nonprofit organization about preventive healthcare. And then fast forward, it moved to few other nonprofits. And then VSHR Youth Academy for solving the student employment issues. And then fast forward now, VSHR Pro Academy also been established in 2020. So now in VSHR Group, we have around 12 organization, nonprofit, and companies. And typically solving the problem I found out through my research year in the research work through those years. And that's how the VSHR
Oh,
Group evolved
amazing.
what
Oh,
it is today.
amazing. Thank you. So let's talk about digital and workforce transformation now, John. How do you define digital transformation in today's context?
It's actually a very interesting point. Most of the time, people think about digital transformation or workforce transformation is about throwing some technology out there or doing some training out there too. But this is not digital or workforce transformation. So, Ashwin, let me just brief you out for everyone, for your audience to actually see what's actually thing. So, business always has a levels. Everything start with the level one, which is about $0 to $1 million business revenue. I'm talking about business revenue.
Mhm.
Valuation is very relative.
Yeah.
The farm VC will evaluate a company in different way. I'm
Sure.
just saying, let's talk about real revenue generation.
Yeah.
So that's the level one. $0 to $1 million is typically a startup. A $1 to $10 million, normally a family company. 10 to $100 million is a level three, which is kind of like a local corporate, and 100 million to $1 billion, they're kind of in the global space. If the country is small, it could be it could be multiple regional already, but if the country is big like India or China, $1 billion can be possible into the local market very easily. And the final level is about
Mm.
$100 million
Mm.
businesses. So when you look at this number, it's about getting 10x growth basically. One
Right.
growth. So I created this framework called 10x business growth framework.
Mm.
And if you want to look for it, how
Mm.
do a company move from one level to next level?
Mm.
Basically, companies, founders or investor or VC, they are just looking for one thing,
Mm.
taking company from one level to
Yeah.
the next level.
Mm.
And how do we do that? So now each level, those C-suite level executive directors and leaders need to create a series of micro breakthrough
Mm.
to make that happen. And so when you want to do micro breakthrough, we need to look into some different key priorities. So
Mm.
let me give you an example. For like an example, a company at 10 to $100 million business revenue, the four key priority will be people,
Mm.
expertise, technology, and media. So these are the four things has to package in the right way and in continuously manner, and then it will be able to create a micro breakthrough cycle when and then only company will move to the next level, which is $1 billion business.
Mm.
And that is where the digital transformation and workforce transformation plays the game to create those micro breakthrough by utilizing this priority. Because if you notice, basically people and expertise is a priority one, priority two, and the priority three is media, technology, and the media, which is also goes
Yeah.
hands on hand.
Great response. But then why is integrating both digital and workforce transformation critical for long-term success?
All right. So in a business, everybody like to have a short-term goals. But
Mm.
if you look around the companies who
Mm.
really make a great impact,
Mm.
who has a sustainable, clear vision and really need to work through for that one too.
Mm.
So like an example, if you tell a child just sitting down in a room and you tell them that, okay, hey, don't watch TV at 7 p.m. But if you remind him every day at 7 p.m., don't watch the TV, goes to study right now, that is really a expensive process, I would say. It's a really expensive because as a parents, as a mom and dad, you are the most expensive resource of the home and you're utilizing that thing. And that is not sustainable. and that resources can be utilized for a more higher value activity. And that's the reason is about when you do a digital transformation and a workforce transformation, we have a two strategy. In one side, we have defensive strategy, like you basically optimize what you have. What is the business you already have? Let's say, example, you could do optimize your cost. You could do make the teams more sustainable. How do you find a founder really work on the business rather than working in the business? And that's why I need a proper workforce system around it. The other side, we have an aggressive strategy. How do we can get more business out of it? How do we become and launch new product and services? How do we can become more innovative? How do we compete better with the competitors? Because if we don't, as a company, don't competitor, the competitor will come in and be more innovative and they will take the more market share. And that's the thing. Business sustainability depends on digital transformation or workforce transformation. And this is not a one-time project. It's a continuous business cycle in a stream right now in industry.
Well said. But the other question, John, is that what are some of the key indicators that an organization is due for transformation, or what are some of the common pitfalls companies fall into during transformation?
All right. So a lot of people talk about this one over and over. They think that, okay, so digital transformation means let's build an ERP system or let's put some tool out of it. Let's do some training here and there. It's not. It's nothing like that. Everything start back with four key indicators. So number one, revenue fall. The company's revenue is declining. That's the number one thing. Number two, the revenue stagnation. The company is not able to revenue anymore. The company is stuck at, let's say, $100 million. But that is not the business goal. Business need to continuously go forward and move to $1 billion business. And that's why the shareholder, the VC, the business owner, they're all looking into it too. So that's the number two, revenue stagnation. Number three, losing the market share. They are losing the market share because their competitor become more innovative already, which is kind of very late sign. And the final one, I will say, upcoming market demand change threat. So the customers were buying right now, but there's something going to change, which is going to change their demand, which is happening right now. There's a lot of agencies right now shutting down. They're never able to find a customer anymore because the new things change, like AI. It's changed a lot of things. The ChatGPT bring up a lot of customer out of many agencies. So those are the four key indicators why a company needs to actually go for digital transformation. I would say four key pitfalls as well too. So end of the day, every business leader want to do a digital transformation. They want to get to do all this thing, but often they actually forget about these four key things. Number one, they don't really have the right expertise on board or not in the right time. They think that how do I get less, spend, and we can get more, which is a typical business idea, which is fine. But when they do this transformation thing, they try to think about how do I build the expertise later rather than now. And that's what keep going on, and they end up wasting a lot of things. Number two, lack of vision. They actually don't put the right vision in upfront. Vision is to be tactical, but often the business leaders are too tactical, and that's the reason they're not strategic, because tactical and strategy cannot go hand in hand. It's two different things. And often business leaders think about, oh, CEO or the CEO will be the only visionary and the tactical, and that's become a disaster. Needs to be cascaded to the right people as well too. Number three, lack of this strategic digital technology utilization. They're thinking always about firefighting mood rather than whether have a proper milestone and a roadmap and really building on it. Of course, that can be tweaked a little bit. But if the whole thing has been changing in every 6 months, means there's no milestone and no strategy in place.
Right.
Final one is a lack of leaderships. Well, the CEO and the CEO or the C-suite directors are very excited about digital transformation, but the middle manager are not even understanding what they're doing about. What is all this thing? They're not onboarded. So this leadership is not about just in the C-suite level or in the boardroom level. It's about all the different level in the organization need to be done. That is another key pitfall also happen because they don't have the right leadership on board in the organization.
Great response. John, you also talk about something called a digital twin technology. Tell me what this is and what is the role it plays in your transformation strategy.
It's often stays on the heart of the organization.
Mm,
So when you keep talking about the world like digital transformation, we're basically transforming everything in digital space. Nowadays, even we have transformed our currency into the coins and cryptocurrency, and even it goes to so funny the meme coins people buying millions of dollars too. So I'm not talking about a cryptocurrency. I'm talking about how do we create a business which can have a digital space. So let me give you a typical example of which I'm working on right now. Let's say a business called hospital is serving people. Let's say in the hospital you have in Delhi. So it's going to be very hard to serving people who live in Gujarat or living in Kashmir. It's impossible for you. They will be coming to your Delhi hospital to get treatment unless they're in serious situation and you have really marketed those people that one, hey, if you're going to die, if you come here in 3 days, I'll save your life,
mm,
which is normally not possible. It's kind of a scam promise then. But think about this one. If you could create this hospital, which is a local business, to a digital business, it can typically can serve all over the world. So such an example, which one of the things I have done in the last couple of years, Parkway hospitals in Singapore are one of the top brand hospitals, but they can only serve Singaporean people. Or lots of people fly in from India, Bangladesh, or even Thailand or Malaysia to Singapore to get a proper treatment in Parkway. So what we did, it's a very local business and very expensive process for customer. They actually customer paying or patient are paying lots of money just for the air tickets and hotel rather than even the treatment itself. So how do we make it more affordable and available for those all patients so they can have it? And it takes a lot of time to create a digital hospitals of this Parkway Hospital and launch it in Malaysian market, launch it in Korean market. We're going to launch it in Indian market, launch in Vietnam market. So now the people, all this country can get all this Parkway Medical Hospital standard by just sitting on those countries. They don't have to come to fly in Singapore unless they really need a proper
mm,
test done or a surgery done. But the next step is about not just only doing those online or digital hospital services too, but also create the Parkway standard of test center and operating center on this different country too by onboarding in the ecosystem. And that's how it's a truly digital business established. So
mm.
this is a why it's not about just putting a website out there, but
Mm.
actually serving customer through the website or
Fascinating.
a mobile app, or it
Very,
could be any digital space.
very interesting. And how do you drive cultural change during workforce transformation? Because as human beings, none of us really likes to transform. We like status quo.
So it's also have to people has to have a proper why.
Mm,
We always talk about, hey, do it, do it, do it. You should do it. And we always use the word called like a carrot and stick. You do it, I'm going to reward you. And if
yeah,
you don't do it, I'm going to punish you.
yeah,
This is a very common practice in a business. But
yeah.
this is the thing is also terrible for making it happen as well too.
Mm,
So if anyone or listen to it, if you heard about the book called Start with Why, this is a very interesting book because this really talk about if we could tell the people
mm,
stop why you should do this one, they will always going to do that one too. And that is the job of leaders to get the people to give the right stronger why and do that. And that's what I do when I start working on transformation. I never stop until I have a stronger why. I can create it with the CEO and the founder, and
mm.
then I derive that one into the different level organization, and I continuously reinforce it because people have lots of things to do and they get often distraction. They have a family thing to do. They have people you won't forget as well too. So you require a continuous reinforcement. It's a lot of work, but that's what is needed for create something incredible.
Amazing. I have time for two more questions for you. What leadership traits are essential during high impact transformation?
Leaders should have to transformative leaderships. This is going to be very important, a very important trait. So leader need to know how to transform himself or herself first, and otherwise it's not gonna happen. And it's kind of a meta skill, a lot of things inside of it. I will tell you three of them, and I think that will be number one, ability to listen with empathy. This is the number one. Number two, have a proper strategic vision and have the right mindset to challenge and receive challenge too. A lot of leaders don't want to get challenged. They want to challenge. They feel like I have the chair, so I'm going to challenge you. But when they get challenged, they often get upset or think about, oh, maybe that person is not in my team, and goes to other side and try to put them in a side too. And that's what created a wrong culture. Like nobody wants to challenge them and they feel comfortable. But this is the way, it's a wrong way. There is a hole in the ship and it keeps sinking water. And there's a one day it will be under the water. But yeah, I know most of the leader see them as a 3 to 5 years in organization. When the ship is about to sink, they just jump to the next ship. But here's the thing I want to talk about all the leaders. If you're leaders, just jumping the ship is not going to be enough anymore because your work is going to stay in the internet. Because now anybody can find you, even ChatGPT can talk about you too. So if somebody search, nothing pop up means you have some problem already. And if something pop up negatively, it's better than nothing pop up.
Correct.
And if it's something great work you have done, it'll pop up something great as well.
Well said. And my last question for you, John, given all your vast experience in digital transformation, what are the top 3 digital trends you believe will shape transformation in the next few years?
5 years or 10 years?
Any period that you can pick that.
Let's talk about 5 years. Number one, digital product and services. The company will not serve any physical product and services only. They will add on digital product and services. And this is one of the things I'm working on too as well. If you don't, you're going to be brutally murdered by this company who has digital product and services. It's not about selling some online courses. It's not that thing. It's about real product services out of them and solving people's problems. Number 2 trend, AI. Everybody needs to be really good about AI, and because every product will have AI behind of it. Number 3, AI in business operations. AI will be the mastermind of all business operation in 5 years. Anything decision you need to be making in AI will have a chair in the boardroom, and AI will say, this is what I think. It's not about only data or business intelligence dashboard anymore. It's going to be an active participant in business boardroom. So this is the 3 things, my prediction in next 5 years.
Great response. And on that note, John, I just want to say, what a great conversation this has been. Thank you for talking to me about your journey, about the VSHR Group. And we also covered some very interesting ground on digital and workforce transformation. Thank you for speaking to me and good luck to you.
It was a pleasure talking to you, Ashutosh, and I would love to speak again with you.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to the Brand Called You videocast and podcast, a platform that brings you knowledge, experience, and wisdom of hundreds of successful individuals from around the world. Do visit our website www.tbcy.in to watch and listen to the stories of many more individuals. You can also follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just search for the Brand Called You.